In the heart of Igbo land, nestled between towering trees and winding rivers, lay the village of Amadiora. The people of Amadiora lived in harmony with nature, their lives guided by ancient customs passed down through generations. The village was named after the goddess of the moon, Amadiora, whose radiant light was said to bring prosperity and peace to the people. At the center of this thriving village stood a wise man named Okoro. He was revered not only for his immense strength, but also for his wisdom. His counsel was sought by all who needed guidance, and his words were considered sacred. Okoro had 4 sons, each of whom possessed unique qualities, but none of them were as wise as their father. The eldest, Nnamdi, was known for his unmatched strength, while Chijioke, the second son, was celebrated for his sharp intellect. Igbochukwu, the third, had a heart full of compassion, and the youngest, Ifeanyi, was deeply connected to nature. One fateful evening, as the sun began to set and the full moon began to rise, casting its silvery glow over the village, Okoro gathered his sons. The air was thick with anticipation, for the father's expression was grave. The brothers, sensing that something important was about to transpire, sat in silence, waiting for their father to speak. Okoro's voice was calm, but filled with an undeniable weight as he addressed them. "My sons," he began, "I have lived a long and fruitful life. I have walked this earth and gained much knowledge. But now, the time has come for me to journey to the realm of the ancestors." The brothers' hearts sank at the thought of losing their father, but Okoro continued, "Before I depart, I must give you a task, a journey to find me. This quest is not just a physical journey, but one that will lead you to discover the truth about yourselves, the bond you share, and the wisdom that lies within your hearts." The brothers exchanged uncertain glances, unsure what their father's words truly meant. Okoro's gaze softened as he saw their confusion. "Each of you must face trials," he explained, "but these trials will not be of the body alone. You must challenge your minds, your hearts, and your spirits. Only by passing these trials will you understand the true meaning of family, wisdom, and strength. You will face obstacles that will test you in ways you cannot imagine. But remember, it is not how you overcome the trials that matters. It is the lessons you learn along the way." The brothers, though unsure how they would complete such a task, vowed to honor their father's request. And so at dawn, they set out in different directions, each guided by their own strengths and beliefs. Nnamdi, the eldest, was a man of great physical strength and courage. He believed that the trials set before him would be challenges that required raw power and bravery to overcome. Without hesitation, he ventured into the darkest and most dangerous part of the forest, where few had dared to tread. He believed that his strength would be enough to protect him from whatever dangers lurked in the depths of the wilderness. As he walked deeper into the forest, the trees grew taller and the air grew thicker. The forest was alive with the sounds of hidden creatures, their eyes watching from the shadows. Nnamdi pressed on, undeterred by the unsettling silence that surrounded him. It wasn't long before he encountered his first trial. A massive lion emerged from the shadows, its golden eyes glowing with an almost supernatural intelligence. Nnamdi, confident in his abilities, raised a spear and charged at the creature. With a roar, he swung the spear with all his might, expecting to overpower the beast in one swift strike. But to his shock, the lion sidestepped with grace and speed that defied its massive size. Nnamdi stumbled, his spear missing its target by inches. Before he could recover, the lion's paw struck him, sending him crashing to the ground. Stunned and breathless, Nnamdi struggled to stand. The lion, instead of finishing him off, merely observed him with wise eyes, as if judging his worth. In that moment, Nnamdi realized that strength alone would not be enough to conquer this trial. His father's teachings echoed in his mind. True strength lies not in how you defeat others, but in how you overcome yourself. Nnamdi slowly rose to his feet, humbled. He looked at the lion, no longer as an enemy to be defeated, but as a challenge to be understood. Lowering his spear, he spoke with respect. "I do not seek to harm you. I seek only to learn." To his astonishment, the lion nodded, as if acknowledging Nnamdi's humility. The great beast turned and disappeared into the shadows, leaving Nnamdi with newfound understanding of strength. True power, he now realized, lay not in dominance, but in the wisdom to know when to fight and when to yield. Meanwhile, Chijioke, the second son, was a man of intellect and reason. He believed that the key to finding their father lay in understanding the mysteries of the world. While his brothers ventured into the wild, Chijioke made his way to the sacred river that flowed through the land. The river was said to be the boundary between the living world and the spirit realm, where the ancestors could communicate with those who sought their wisdom. Chijioke was confident that by meditating at the river's edge, he would be able to gain the wisdom necessary to complete his quest. When he arrived at the river, he sat quietly, watching the water flow by. As the moonlight danced upon the surface, he felt a presence near him. From the mist that rose from the river, an ancient spirit appeared before him, its form shimmering in the soft light. The spirit's eyes glowed with the wisdom of ages. Chijioke, the spirit spoke, its voice like a whisper carried on the wind. You seek knowledge, but knowledge alone will not guide you. Chijioke listened intently as the spirit continued. Wisdom is not found solely in the mind. It is found in the heart, in the ability to empathize and understand the world around you. Chijioke was taken aback. He had always relied on his intellect to solve problems, and now he was being told that wisdom required something more. But I have always believed that the mind is the key to wisdom, he replied, his voice filled with uncertainty. The spirit smiled gently. The mind is important, but the heart must guide it. Wisdom is a balance between intellect and empathy. To understand the world fully, you must learn to listen with your heart, not just your mind. With that, the spirit vanished, leaving Chijioke to reflect on the truth of his words. He realized that his journey had not been about seeking knowledge alone, but about finding the harmony between thought and emotion, intellect and understanding. IgboCulture, the third son, was known for his diplomatic nature and his ability to bring people together. He believed that the key to their father's wisdom lay in understanding the people of the land. IgboCulture made his way to a distant village where the oldest and wisest elders gathered. However, when he arrived, he found that the elders were embroiled in a bitter argument, each one unwilling to compromise. IgboCulture, with his natural gift for mediation, tried to intervene, offering solutions and suggestions. But the elders, stubborn and entrenched in their positions, ignored him, continuing their heated debate. Frustrated, IgboCulture withdrew to a quiet corner of the village. He had always been able to bring peace to any situation, but now it seemed that even his skills could not resolve this conflict. As he sat in silence, he thought of his father's words. He realized that true peace could not be forced. It had to come from understanding and patience. He spent the next few days quietly observing the elders, listening to their concerns, and learning about the deeper issues that divided them. Slowly, the elders began to open up, sharing their fears and hopes. Through patience and empathy, IgboCulture was able to guide them toward a peaceful resolution. The village, once divided, was united once again. In his journey, IgboCulture learned that diplomacy was not about imposing one's will, but about creating an environment where all voices could be heard and understood. It was a lesson in humility, patience, and the importance of listening to others. He understood now that true peace was not just about resolving conflict, but about fostering unity and understanding. Ifani, the youngest of the brothers, was a quiet and introspective soul. He had always been deeply connected to the natural world, finding peace in the rustling of leaves, the flow of rivers, and the whispers of the wind. While his brothers embarked on their own journeys, Ifani felt that the wisdom they sought could be found in the very earth beneath their feet. He wandered into the wilderness, seeking the guidance of nature itself. He listened to the songs of the birds, the hum of the bees, and the rhythm of the earth's heartbeat. One night, as he lay beneath the stars, a vision came to him. His father, Okoro, appeared before him, not in physical form, but as a glowing figure made of light and earth. The vision spoke with a voice that resonated deep within Ifani's soul. My son, you have always understood the world around you in ways that others cannot. The land speaks, the animals teach, and the elements guide us. True wisdom is not found in books or words, but in the balance of nature. To understand the world is to understand yourself. With these words, Ifani understood. His journey was not one of seeking answers from distant places or powerful beings. The wisdom he sought was already within him, in his connection to the land. The world around him was a mirror, reflecting the lessons he needed to learn. As he walked back toward his brothers, he felt a deep sense of peace, knowing that true wisdom lay not in pursuit of knowledge, but in the acceptance of the world's natural order. After many days, the four brothers returned to their village, each carrying the lessons they had learned from their trials. They gathered beneath the great Irako tree, where their father had once sat, and shared their experiences. Namdi spoke of his newfound understanding of strength and humility. Chijioke shared the balance between intellect and empathy that he had discovered. IgboCulture spoke of the patience required to bring about true peace, while Fani explained how the wisdom of the earth had taught him to understand the world in a deeper way. Okoro's spirit, though no longer present in the physical world, was alive in their hearts. The brothers had completed their father's quest, not just by finding him, but by understanding the true meaning of his words. They had learned that strength was not just physical, that wisdom was not just intellectual, and that peace was not just the absence of conflict. The four brothers had become the leaders their father had always known they could be. United in their wisdom, they ruled the village of Amadiora with compassion, humility, and understanding. And thus, the village flourished, a testament to the power of family, brotherhood, and the lessons that the land had taught them.